I just shared it.
Okay, cool. Are we there? We ready?
You are ready.
All right. Let me make sure in frame. Hey, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining us to We Inspire Together. We are honored to be here today. I am, first off, your host, Sha Hayes, and I'm here with our co-founder, not co-founder, she's a founder, and co-host, Kiana. This gentleman, if you are not already following his page and have not heard of his name, he has been a two-time We Run the City champion out of Baltimore. He's appeared on Apollo. He's opened up for Little Uzi, Meek Mills. He's in the Lil Duval Smile video. He has a long resume, and we are so honored to have him here. So it's TSU Terry, or do we just call you just Terry? How would you like to be addressed today?
It don't matter, Terry, TSU Terry. It really doesn't matter.
What do they call you on the streets? What your mama call you?
My grandma, she called me Terrell.
Terrell, really? That's what Black people always do. You give them a name, and somebody else have another name.
That's my middle name. So she just called me Terrell. I ain't gonna tell you what she used to call me. That's a little embarrassing.
We've all had those moments.
Yeah.
But we're honored to have you here today.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Terry, for joining. We met a couple of years ago. My daughter had an opportunity to dance with Terry, and at that time, my leg was broken. And I tell you, everyone that knows I love to dance. And I sat in that room watching, and my leg was just twitching, and I was just wanting to get up just to be a part of it. And ever since then, he left like an impact on me. And when I see his videos and I follow him, he has over 30,000 followers. He's global. He's been to Russia, you name it.
Wow.
Absolutely an incredible dancer. I was telling him earlier, if he had a studio here with Annie, if both of them had a studio, I'm telling you, I would sign up. I would be there every day. Not only I think I would have fun, but I think I'll lose some weight too. Because watching that footwork that he has and how fast he can dance, I don't know if I can keep up, but I sure will try. So thank you, Terry, for being here and taking the time out of your schedule to, be a part of Inspire. I appreciate it.
I'm grateful to be here. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I left effect. That is good. That's good to know.
Yes, you did. And my leg is not broken. So the next time I'm in Baltimore, or the next time you're in Jersey, we're gonna have to do it.
I'm supposed to be in Jersey in second week of October. We haven't finalized the details just yet, but I've been asked to teach. So
good. Getting back out.
Good. I might need a private class though, with like maybe me and Sal. I don't know if I want to get out there and show my
embarrass your whole self.
But, no. But let me know, because I would definitely want to participate.
But that would be a good class, like the moms out there embarrassing their children.
I would have a kick out. I would get a kick out of that.
Huh?
I would get a kick out of it.
Me too.
You would. You should see Sha. She has this like running man, and then she drops down to the split. She's been doing that since I know her.
Listen, let me preface that by saying that I had that 10 years ago. I still do it, but I'm injured the next day. I'm down for like a week afterwards. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you for being out there still working it out.
Oh yeah, I'm having those problems right now, man. My legs. they ain't agreeing with the rest of my body right now.
Look, all those
you wouldn't know it.
Right. So I'm going to jump right into some of our questions that we have today. I see we have people joining, and if you have questions, please leave those questions in our chat. If you're on Zoom, leave it in the chat box, and you have an opportunity to come on live and ask Terry your question yourself. But let's just kick it off. What inspired you to dance?
Honestly, I think watching the Apollo, when I was younger, my grandmother used to always have the Apollo on. I used to see like different artists like Michael Jackson and just different people on the Apollo. And I used to be like, one day I wanted to be on there. So, watching different music videos too, like that type of stuff inspired me. But I will say that dance wasn't my first love. It was basketball.
Basketball?
It was basketball.
Ah.
But I had to find something to keep me out of trouble. Longevity. And I saying basketball couldn't, but I got kicked off the team. So I'm like, I need to find something to really occupy my time. And that's when I heard Kswift CDs.
Okay.
CDs, my mother, my aunts, and my grandma used to bring them around me, and I used to always try to figure out, like, what's this club sound, what's this club beat, like, and it had a nice beat to it. So I mean, I think that inspired me as well to become a dancer. But it was just like I ain't had nothing else. Like, it's either that or keep getting in trouble.
Okay.
Keep getting in trouble.
I'm glad you didn't go that route, because you are sharing with us your dance. I don't know how you did in basketball. You said you got kicked off the team.
I was good. I was good.
Off the dance team.
I got kicked off the team for doing something outside of basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a very decent basketball player. I was playing for the high school team, AAU. Something that I do sometimes. I don't do it like I used to, but.
Okay. But you still play?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. So did you have someone in Baltimore who kind of took you under your wing and say, come learn how to dance? Or did you have a mentor at that time to transition you from basketball into dancing? How did that all start?
I had one person. It was this guy named Eric. I think I tell this story all the time, but it's this guy named Eric. He came to our school and he did some type of move. It's called the crazy legs. I'm just like, I seen all the girls like it. I'm like, you know what? Teach me that too. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what that's about. So once he taught me that move, I kind of found out. So I'm not gonna say he was like the person that took me on the wing, but he introduced me into the whole club world scene, because I didn't know anything about it besides the music. I didn't know it was a scene to go with it. So I found out about the music earlier on. Later, I found out it was a whole scene where they get up and do like parties and battles and stuff like that. I'm like, what is all this? I mean, I'm glad I stumbled upon it, but I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, we just went to a movie premiere the other day, and we didn't know that there's like a whole culture behind it. The different troops, and that was something that I just
battle dancing. Yeah.
Battle dancing it's a lot. It's a lot. Some dance actually saves a lot of people's lives. A lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of people know, but the inner city youth kids, dance really saved a lot of people. It saved my life. So I mean, I'm a testimony. I'm a walking testimony, because I could have been doing other things other than dance. Us as black men, we got it hard.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because part of the images in the movie was a lot of that kind of the tug and war of the streets. And I know that growing up in certain areas, there's always a stigma behind boys dancing. How do you, I guess, tell people and talk to parents who their children say they want to do that, but they're like, no, boys don't dance. Like that's lead up for girls.
Yeah, I used to get that in school, in high school. We're like, oh yeah, girls do that, and I'm like, I think you got it backwards. The girls like when boys dance. I don't know, I got it backwards. So I mean, I don't know where you got that from, but
right.
But I let them, sometimes you gotta let them think what they think, and continue doing what you love doing. I didn't let that stop me from doing what I like doing. I mean, I got to travel the world. And I would the advice I would give is do what you feel is. Do what you feel like. Just do what you feel like. Don't worry about everybody else.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that is true. That is real, because I experienced it. They dancing. What you? I ain't forgot.
Right.
I just let them talk.
And look at you now.
Exactly. Do you have any questions?
No. Oh, okay. So, well, let me ask you, because we were talking earlier before we came live about having children, and my daughter, every time a beat comes on, she sees a video. She's enamored by dancing. And I've been torn about whether or not I want to put her in formal dance class versus just allowing her to freestyle. What are your thoughts about parents who put their children in formal dance classes versus just kind of letting them, like, the streets teach them, or friends that they know teach them?
I got a couple of different thoughts. I think that it's not wrong that you would. I think you got to find the right area. Like, for example, like LA, like they live, eat, breathe, sleep, dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they're looking for a career in dance, like definitely start them out early, but then they gotta hustle, because even when I went to LA and I go to New York, these kids like 3 or 4 wake up in dance classes, like already, like, and they go from dance classes until like 3 up until like 20s, and then now they choreographers, and these like people younger than me, like choreographers, 17, 18, traveling the world being a choreographer, because they started around that age, and they're around people that's not playing. I had this conversation with, I don't know if you heard of Phil Wright, but the East Coast, when it comes to dance, is not as disciplined as the West Coast, but we hustle harder.
Okay. I would be surprised that, because Juilliard's here, well, East Coast being in New York, but I just would think that because a lot of people come to those schools and everything to, you know, establish themselves in a career, I would think that would be different, but that's something I never heard. So that's something to know. Yeah.
And think about it like this, because I'm gonna be honest, I did not go to school for, and then I'm not saying you had to go to school. I'm not dissing school. I'm not dissing, you know, I feel like I did not go to school for dance. I did not go to school for, you know, I went to school for audio visual. So I was kind of creating videos and my own videos. So I edit my own stuff. Everything you see, I edit my own stuff. I was doing all that in school for 2 years. So that actually coincides with what I'm doing now. So it's kind of like, wow, what do you know? But I would say both, because you want to know, you want to have some raw, some street in you, some street style dances in you. You also want to have that formal dance too. You want to know both, because you might get put in a situation where Chris Brown call you on stage and say, "Hey, I want you to freestyle for 30 seconds," and you get up there and start doing ballet, and then Chris Brown everybody gonna be like,
right, exactly.
What? Now, like I said, I'm not taking a shot at that, because I feel like that is important. I still would like to learn all those dance styles, and I'm still studying. I'm still a student as well. But it's just great to know both sides. Because I only knew one side, and now I'm learning the other side, and you know, I'm learning Afro beats, I'm learning and all this stuff, and you know, I'm learning these things. But it's good to know both, honestly.
Well, that was a good segue to my next questions about different style of dance influences. Like, you know, Baltimore and I guess Newark also has a specific style. What other styles of dances influence your choreography and how you dance?
I think waving and like popping and stuff like that. I like, you know, listening to the beat, and I think Afrobeat. I'm falling in love with a little bit more. I think Afrobeat is the traditional African dances. They are definitely, it's very similar to what we do.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of people comment on videos like, this looks like West Africa, and this looks like Chicago, this looks like da da da. I mean, all dances are going to look similar. They came from one place. It's going to look similar.
That's so true.
All these other places are maybe probably, I ain't gonna say taking it, they're doing it, but making it into their own. So I mean, I don't even trip no more when people be like, that look like that, that look like that. So what?
The origin is all the same. That's so true.
Same.
We all know. We all know it.
So when you travel, do you actually try dances from other countries? And
yes, I'm glad you said that, because I was in St. Lucia the second time I went. It's a beautiful place. Oh my goodness. The second time I went, I actually learned some of their traditional steps, and I had fun. Like I said, it's very similar. But I was a rookie. I was a rookie out there. Half the time, a lot of choreographers and top dancers, they don't want to do that because they feel like it's going to make them look crazy, or don't make them not look like they nice. But Hey, I'll try it.
You try anything, right? You'll try it.
How about clogging? Would you ever try clogging?
What is that?
I'll ask you a question. What is that, Sha?
Never seen clogging? It's what they do. Like
show us. No.
It's like I think I heard the German. It's like almost like a German tap dance, and they have the wooden shoes on. Y'all never seen clogging?
You know what? That came to my mind, but I didn't want to sound stupid. I didn't want to say that. It did came to my mind when you said that. I was thinking about like short guys that in them little clog things.
Yes.
I was thinking about that. Okay. Would I try it?
You don't have to answer that. I was just joking, but but listen, if you would, I would love to know. If you ever decide to do it, I would love to see the video of it. That's all I know.
People compare footwork to like tap dancing as well.
Yeah.
Tap dancing, same thing. Everything is just footwork, same thing.
It is.
So you've been on, Dance for Artists. What's that audition experience like? What do they look for when you go to these auditions?
They look for you to make facial expressions. They want to see you put your all into it. They don't want to see you leaned over, taking a breath. They don't want to see that at all. I've seen and been to some auditions where they ain't playing no games. Like really, like one false move, you out. Like you out the door. You got a number on, you out the door. If it's something that the choreographer sees that they don't like, you gone. Okay. He's gone. So it's very intense. That's why I try to give advice to the dancers, like, what you doing, and you got to get up on it. Because even if you in class and you playing around or you I be like, man, they don't do that they don't play that in LA. They don't play that in New York.
No.
You talking, bye. Not saying you can't laugh, but when the teacher is talking, you talking, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So
wow. So how do you find out about auditions? Is it word of mouth, or do you have like someone who actually goes out and finds you work? How does that work in the dance world?
Well, in my world, I think it works because I work with different artists, and they'll put in the word. Oh, I know this guy. I try to let more work do the talking. Like I don't brag about nothing. It's kind of word of mouth with different artists.
Okay.
Relationships.
Relationships. I build relationships, whether it's something that I needed to do for free at that moment, knowing that later on down the line, they'll repay it back with maybe an opportunity that could lead to bigger and better things. But that's where I've kind of been doing, and I'm here. It works.
And that's an important thing to note, because a lot of times, people think they come out the gate and they're going to get these big paychecks. And sometimes you just got to do the work and people will see it. And all of a sudden the pay will eventually come. I always just say one of my favorite quotes I made up myself was, chase the dream, not the dollar. The money will come, it'll come. So
I did so many free shows.
Yeah.
So many free shows. But it paid off in the end. I'm not the one like, I gotta make money from this. I understand I'm not gonna make money, but it's gonna be the opportunity that probably comes. Maybe they can't pay me this time.
Right.
Next time, I know for a fact, either they not gonna come to me like that because they know this is their first time that I already came to them right there. So next time I come to them, I gotta come correct. Or it's gonna be something else, whether it be a favor or something. But, so I mean, I've done at least 100+ free shows, classes, and things like that as well.
Wow.
And it's kind of like a reverse of cause and effect. It's kind of like you do those, next time it'll be what you want it to be, or what it's supposed to be. So yeah.
So what are your thoughts on like dance competition shows? Do you think those kind of shows offer a great platform for dancers who just want to get their name out there? Because there's, plenty of avenues for actors and singers, but, dance competition shows give those platforms. So what are your thoughts on those?
My honest thoughts is I think they should really go and do their research on different dance styles and different dance teams. Because I feel like when I see these shows, just me being honest, it's the same thing. Same thing. Same people. I can identify by face. Same people. I probably didn't see the same dancer on like 8 different shows same time. It's like they keep casting them when they not really going out here looking at Jersey. Jersey got dance crews. Baltimore got a lot of dance crews. New York dance crews. They pick the same people. That's just what I see. But I do think those shows help. Like American Got Talent, Ellen, So You Think You Can Dance. I think the show that they should have kept on was America's Best Dance Crew. I think that show was the best dance show.
It was. It truly was. And they probably, I feel like at some point they'll have a reboot of it because of the fact that, you know, there is especially styles of dance and music influence in dance. I think they should definitely do a reboot of that show because it allowed dancers who were in their own groups to create the styles of dance versus you getting on there and then now you got a popper doing ballet or lyrical. So I think that was one of the great things, and I love that show. It was so great. So
it definitely, that show inspired like a lot of things inspired me. Like that show was one of the inspiring things to me to like, y'all, we gotta get on America's Dance Crew. We gotta get together. We gotta create mashups of different songs and do different things. We gotta do this. Like this is something that we gotta do. We actually had an offer one time to do America's Got Talent, but I think we kind of got scared at the last minute. But this was like when we wasn't used to the pressure. Yeah, we did have an author. We was with another group called Homicide. So we was TSU and Homicide. We was TSU and Homicide, and we came together and we created like Homo Squad. And we had just won the dance competition here in Baltimore, and they seen one of our videos, and the producer hit it up, and we was ready. We was ready, but a lot of other they got cold feet. We got cold feet, so
wow, that's amazing.
We missed that opportunity, but it'll come back.
It'll come back.
That's right. Would you? So at this point, you have a collective group of people around you that's like, let's go, or you?
I do. Okay.
I do. Okay, good.
I do, and I think that's what I'm trying to aim for. I've been seeing it lately. So that could possibly be next.
Okay, good. Always submit an audition tape. Don't wait on them. They're looking for you.
I really think that they need this. I really think that they need this type of style on there. I think they would love it.
Absolutely. Because I always think that one of the things that people in the world only see are your tappers, your ballet, your lyrical dance. You don't see the diversity of dance that's out there. You know, people get so caught into what the formal styles of dancing are, where these kind of dance styles should be taught in classes, like, you know, some kind of actual class that you would learn. So if you know it's in Baltimore, if you know it's in Newark, why not have those classes being taught so that people who are in the area, not everybody just from Baltimore know how to dance that style. So being taught that will help it go globally because people see it out there more. So I definitely think that people will be more willing to accept it if you see it that way.
I mean, technically, that's what I kind of did. I kind of was like, you know what? I feel like the world, what needs to see this. So I went to LA. I seen what they were doing, and that whole week I was there. I seen what they did and how they did it. I seen that all they really do was clean up the moves and just teach it move by move. We do the same thing basically in Baltimore, but we call it routines. They call it choreography.
Oh, okay.
Like, why won't I just come here, clean up the 6 basic fundamentals of what we do and teach it? And that worked. It worked. It worked. I started out with 2 kids in my class when I first started in 2014. And now it'd be like hundreds of kids.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Do you have your own studio in Baltimore?
No, I don't have my own studio. I mean, that was one of my goals. Not saying that it won't never happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
That's right.
What I wanted to do, I wanted to build my name as big as possible, or build the culture and style as big as possible, and then think about that, because then everybody be like, I need to come down here. I need to see what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you just do it and you still up and coming, like it's like, okay. Like, I just feel like it needs to be as big as it gets.
So when do you think what's that moment? Like, how would you know it's as big as it gets? Because right now you have over 37,000 followers. Like what is big to you? Because I don't have that many, right? So I need to know, like, what is big to you? What's your
Kiana, like I'm open the studio at 2,000 followers. Go.
2,000 followers. maybe okay.
That's a hit.
Okay, maybe I am there, but maybe it's just not enough for me. Maybe for me personally, it's just not enough. I think I just want to push myself to the limits. Even I want to push myself till I have no limits. So maybe it's not enough. Maybe it is enough, but I want more.
You want more?
I want more.
What adjustments have you had to make during this pandemic in terms of like just getting yourself out there? I mean, of course, now you can do everything on social media, but I know being out in front of people, it's been different.
One of the adjustments is I had to teach on Zoom. I really don't like teaching on Zoom. I don't like teaching on like visual. Like I'm an in-person dancer. I gotta feel like the energy and the vibes. So I mean, like I said, I tried it because people asked me to. You know, I always, you know, people ask, hey, you got it. But then I'm like, man, this ain't my vibe.
It's like, not the same, yeah.
So I mean, I think I reverted to just putting up content. Putting up content, like, you know, either whether it's reposting old stuff, because I'm social media savvy too, so it's kind of like I work TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I work all those social medias at like maybe once, so I kind of like I know like what to do on this day, what to post on that day, how I want to do it, what happened. It could be an event that happened that day. I'm like, all right, let me just go back and repost this video.
That's a good idea.
Instagram rolls out new tools. A lot of people don't really pay attention to how Instagram algorithm work, and I really study that stuff. Like I studied that stuff as a dancer, or as somebody as business wise. You got to study the algorithm, and they change it. They change it, but they change it to their likeness and to what you have to figure out. Like they just
absolutely
IG reels.
Yes.
I took advantage of that too, because I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. The IG Reels is the new explore page, what we had before when everybody was getting followers and views like crazy. When Instagram the algorithm was easy, they changed it, no type of an explore page. So now you have only the people content that you like. So it's not it's not the world, it's not random people. So they changed it. So once they changed it, I deleted videos and I put some of the videos that I felt like could do a lot of numbers back up, and it did just that. Old videos I probably like 6-7 years ago I posted, got 100K views, 30,000 views, likes, and I'm like, okay, so that's what they did. They just took reels, trying to compete with TikTok, made it. Hey, we're gonna put this stuff on the explore page. We're gonna bring back the explore page, but in real form. So that's how I was stuck at followers. As soon as I started using reel, my followers just went up. So I'm like, that's the new explore page. I get it now. Got you. So I'll take my videos down. I'll keep putting them up. I don't care how many times you see it. Sometimes, and a lot of people don't know, only 7% of my 30,000 followers are seeing my posts. Not all of them. See, I pay attention.
But you could teach a class on this by yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah, I study. Flash, the guy Flash, Flash, he's very big into that stuff. He taught me a couple of things too. But I pay attention.
And that's an important element, because one, I was asked in terms of being a dancer who wants to become a choreographer. In addition to the social media, what other kind of elements or things that they should kind of start building up in order to become a choreographer?
You know what? So it's kind of like social media takes, once social media is kind of taking away of a hard work of doing it the hard way, because I can just out of the clear random blue be like, I want to teach, and I just do this one viral song that go crazy, and I just make up some type of routine to it, and it go viral, and now everybody want me to teach. So that and I'm just speaking as a perspective of just dancers now,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like dancers then. When you had to go to these studios, you had to be in these, you had to show your face in front of the people that was it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do your hard work in case they could call you back for a video project, maybe in hopes for the Phil Rights or the Trisha Miranda to see you and be like, I need you in my video, or I need you to do this video, Justin Bieber, and you be hopes you become one of the dancers and stuff like that. I mean, some people just gotta live in the right areas, like a New York or LA. I ain't saying you can't do it where you at, because you can always travel, but you gotta really, really, really grind if your place is not really known for dance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to travel. I spent the last little bit of my money that I had on a plane ticket to go to LA just because I was about to quit dancing. I was about to quit. I feel like I did everything that I feel like I did everything that I in Baltimore. I was in the box. I'm just in the box. I feel like there's nothing else out here. I'm an inner city youth kid, by the way. I'm from the city. I don't know nothing about bright lights and all this, New York and big dreams. I don't know nothing about all this stuff. But the guy just Bmore was like, man, come to LA. I was like, what's in LA? What am I gonna see different? I was just being in the box. I wasn't thinking. Man, that changed my whole life. I seen so much in that 1 week, and I came back and restarted everything I was doing. It was like,
got recharged.
And I'm ahead. I'm ahead because I was there and I already seen what it was about to become. I try to foresee what it's about to come, and I already seen where this was heading. So that's why I'm here.
Who are some of your choreographers or, people out there? I know like some singers have musical influences. Like who are some choreographers that you look at and go like, yeah, I like what they're doing?
I like
You like just me.
It's a couple, but I don't know if I can. It's a couple of that. It's been a couple things going on.
Oh, okay, listen.
Dancing. I like the guy name. His name is Just Blaze. I like him. I think it's Just Blaze. Jay Blaze. I like him. I like Just Be More. I like Annie of course Annie on here. What's up, boy? I like Annie as a dancer too because he's very creative.
Yes.
And it's like we think the same, like really, like it's like we're the same person. I'm just the Baltimore version, he the Jersey version.
That's so funny because he mentioned you. We did a live with him maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he mentioned you and how you inspire him as well. So
we're the same people, I think. We're the same people. But it's a couple. It's a couple. I'm excited about
you named a few. Look, I don't want you to start no controversy.
Because it's I could say a couple names, but
those are the ones that are important. Those ones that came top of the mind for you.
So Terry, what's one thing that you've learned about yourself, going maybe from before till now, maybe through your dance experience? Anything that you can share with us?
I learned that I'm hungry. Is I can just be on TV today, and tomorrow felt like that wasn't enough for me, and try to do something else. Like every day, like what I accomplished. Like when I open up for different artists, I'm like, yeah, I opened up for Meek Mill yesterday, but I still feel like I didn't do nothing. I gotta do something else. I'm a go-getter. Like I don't quit. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think in my mind, like I'm just like I gotta do more. I always feel like I haven't did anything yesterday. I gotta do more today. I always feel like
that pushes you to keep going, you know, and to meet that goal that you're trying to get to.
Right.
You have a question, Kasari?
What's up?
You said hi.
What's your question?
Hi.
Hi.
What inspired you to dance?
The love for it. Something that Because I felt like it found me. I feel like dance found me. So I mean, I feel like I just love it. I love the music. I love the feeling I get when I do it. I love the feeling I get when I teach people and they get it. So that's that.
So Kasari danced with you before, and I think I mentioned that earlier on. And ever since that, when she's looking at my phone while I'm watching you on Instagram, she's like, "That's my teacher."
Hey, let's go.
Right?
That has to be such a rewarding feeling, though, to know that you have, young children of her age and probably even younger who have such an aspiration for dance and that they look to you for that. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel great. Great. Like that makes my day. Some of the stuff I get daily, some of the comments I see, some of the messages I get from people, parents telling me that my daughter watches your videos and then it makes them happy and laugh and I'm gonna bring my kids to your class when they get older. The kids not even they they want to bring them when they get older. So that is great. That is a great feeling.
Yeah.
You have any other questions, Kasari?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How many days do you dance?
You want me to be completely honest with you?
Yes.
Okay. The last time I danced maybe was last week, but I don't dance that often. This is why. When you've been doing something so long, I've been dancing since I was 14. So when you've been doing something so long, I ain't gonna tell you my age. No.
You better own that age. Own that age. I'm 44, so how old are you? Own that age. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna tell you all that, but
he's still lying to girls. You know I'm on at 22, right? But go ahead.
I ain't gonna tell you all that right now, cause
Good.
But when you've been doing something so long, it's like embedded into your brain, and I've been doing this so long that I don't have to really. I can sit here and probably make up a dance right now in my head and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I should maybe. I'll be way more sharper maybe, but I just let it flow. I used to dance every day when I first started. Every day, no mirrors, rec center, pal center, I guess what you call it. Every day with my dance team. We all did not want to dance the same, so we all kind of took what each other really knew and taught each other that, and we all just came up. That's why we all don't dance the same. We all just dance differently. But I used to practice every day. I mean, now I don't practice because I've been doing it for 10 plus years. I can practice, but I don't. But
you're like, I got this. I don't need all that practice.
That answers all your questions?
Yes.
No more questions?
That was good questions, Cassie.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
I was going to ask you in terms of like just your downtime, like outside of, I know you play basketball or wanted to play basketball. Like, do you watch movies? Are movies like something you're into?
Well, I think dance 24/7, honestly. I think and do dance. Even if I'm not doing it, I think about what I'm going to do, what video I'm going to shoot next, where I want to teach at next, what I got to, But I mean, I watch TV here and there, not all the time though. I'm on social media promoting myself. I don't have anybody to do those things like go on these social media. So I do everything myself, everything. So I mean, I did my website myself. I created my own website myself. So I have to take the time to do all these things. So I don't really watch TV.
So your downtime is building your empire because, like you said, you still feel like you have more to do, even when you accomplish goals, which is good because, and I think that's a good thing to tell and let people know because a lot of time people was like, why haven't I gotten to this level of my career, blah, blah, blah. And I was watching this video from Gary Vee, and he was saying something about if you got time to binge watch, but you complain about why you haven't gotten successful, then ask yourself how much time did you feel doing the things you should be doing to fulfill your dreams. So
that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. So
yeah,
like I feel like it's a couple of big things in the works. I mean, this is one big thing that I can't really say right now, but you know, we gonna it's gonna get cracking. It's something that's
awesome.
good.
Well, hopefully you'll come back to us to tell us what it is when it happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll get an exclusive, or at least secondary exclusive besides your grandmama.
Well, yeah. I mean, it has to involve with like TV, but
Okay.
I can't really say that.
Okay, well that's good, especially now that everything is kind of halted. People have probably been putting little fires out there and making sure things are still happening. So that's good that things are going towards your direction where you wanted to go. So
yes. I mean, I still wish I can travel and teach. That's one of the things that I think COVID took away from me, because I enjoy traveling to these different areas and places, and you know, it's kind of like I can't do that now. And a lot of people don't know, but I still work a job. I still have a job.
Oh, okay.
I work 5 days a week.
And that's a good thing to know.
My son.
It is.
And that's a good thing to know because of, you know, a lot of time, and it's not to take away from people who feel like they want to dive their entire life into it, but it is a balance to be able to, you know, still work a job and still do this and still travel, but you're still putting yourself into the position you're growing and you want to do more. So that's good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I always say, don't quit your day job just yet.
Not yet. I'm smarter than that.
And I always say seed money. They give it a seed money because that could be the investment into your studio or whatever you're trying to do as far as your next goals.
Right.
So what's a challenging part of your dance career?
What's one?
What's challenging? And then tell us what's one exciting part of your career.
Like you saying what challenge I faced in my dance career?
Yes.
Being booed at the Apollo.
Oh wow.
Oh.
That was one of the hurtful feelings I've ever felt, being booed not really off stage, but being booed. I went to the Apollo and I thought by switching it up, that's what they wanted to see. But I didn't stick with what I know. And that taught me right there that what I have is definitely something special. Because when we went back the second time, we killed it with what we should have said. So that was one of the most hardest things for me to do, is to get, because I've never been booed off like stage. And I'm like, dang, I didn't know this. Well, I do know the crowd was tough because of Sandman and all them people, but I didn't know that in person. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was after it happened, I was walking, I was crying, I didn't want to talk to nobody.
So how did you get past that and say, you know what, when it came around again, you were ready to do it?
I said, I said, we're not doing no more than 2 minutes. I didn't know that at the Apollo, they only do roughly around 1 minute and 6 seconds.
Okay.
You can't give them 2 minutes and 30 something seconds worth of dance. It's the Apollo. I had to realize that. Got to give them just enough. And that's what we did. We gave them just enough.
One more. Yeah.
But
that's always good that you got back, because I think that it's always a thing when you have failure in your life, it propelled you to go back and do it. Because some people be like, I can't do this anymore because they can't take the rejection. So that's good that you did. You know, that you did was like, no, we going back. we going to go back.
Stood in line. We stood in line. It was like 300 people. And we beat up 300 people to get up there. And I'm like, all right. And then we got booed.
But you made it because you stood in line.
I can think about it now. It's funny to me, but a lot of the legends touched that stage, so I'm just glad I got the chance to rub that low.
Exactly.
So that was a good thing.
That's something you can say you've accomplished for sure.
For sure.
So while we're on that, accomplishments, we talked about your bucket list, about having your own studio. Do you have any other things on your bucket list that you hope to accomplish?
I mean, I want to go on tour with an artist, like a established artist. That's one thing I want to do. I want to end up in Missy video, one of Missy videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you do the cool off challenge?
I did. And
did you?
She actually reposted.
Did she?
Yeah.
Let's see that, because first of all, let me tell you, because I think it came out during the holidays. I had my family house. I was like, "Yo, we're gonna learn this video."
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't post mine. I was like, "Listen, this is staying amongst us, okay?"
You didn't post yours?
No, this is called family secrets only.
I honestly didn't post mine for her to repost it. I wasn't thinking like that. I just did it because a lot of the movement looked like Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody try to, hey, this, you know, sometimes artists, they do that. They take, you know, a lot of, instead of going to the source, and where they just try to do it, and it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it. And then I did it again, and she ended up reposting it. And
I gotta go see that. Oh my goodness, I have to go see that. That's fire. That's awesome.
We was one of the winners, actually. We was one of the winners of the
wow. Okay, cool.
I was shocked. Like, what?
Well, that just means your dreams are going to come to fruition, because, you know, it's always that one little window into someone else's life that means you're on her radar. So that's awesome.
Right. Hopefully. I know she's seen it, but.
Oh, it's going to happen. I believe in speaking things to exist, and it's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. I've done that a lot of times.
It will.
So do you have a favorite move? I know you have, what is it, the crazy legs? Is there any other move that you're known for?
That's funny. Crazy legs. I think that's the first move I learned ever. So I guess I can do that with my eyes closed. I can do that in my sleep. So I think the crazy leg.
Yeah, you perfected that crazy leg. I mean, sometimes I'm like, is he like making the video just go faster, or is that really his leg? But I've seen it in person.
It's funny because people do think that.
You're speeding it up.
I don't speed none of my videos up.
No.
All my videos are it's of how it goes. Like
that's awesome.
It really look like that in person.
It really does, and I'm a witness. I did see it, and that is him all the way.
I gotta leave it out on the dance floor. I'll be tired later. I got it.
So you've been on Apollo, you've gone and opened up for artists, and have you said to yourself, I've achieved this level of success, or what has that achievement that you got to that you was like, I did that you had worked hard for?
Repeat the question, I'm sorry.
I was saying in terms of your achievements, you've done the Apollo, you've done opening up for artists. Is it something that you didn't mention that you had achieved that you was like, I worked hard at it and that happened for me?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
So you're saying for the most part, the parts of being the, you know, opening act for some people and then doing Apollo, those are the things that was like on your list of things you wanted to accomplish. I'm just be honest with you. None of those things. I did not think that dance would take me this far. I didn't even. Everything is really new to me. I said I just did it to have fun, and the girls liked it. So I didn't even know that it was going to take me here. Wow. I'm just a person that if I get good at something, I just keep doing it and find out what else is there for me to do. Like I'm just one of them people that write like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna do that. I ain't get that done yet. I'm gonna do it. So once I get it done, on to the next. So I honestly didn't even expect it to take me this far. I just well, like you said, it found you. So it was kind of like a lot of these things that's kind of just falling into your universe, and because of that, you haven't planned for it. I mean, that's, you know, I always say that's definitely faith in something that we didn't expect, and because a lot of it, you said, was because it took you off the streets, and that was, you know, I don't know what your spiritual faith is, but that was God's plan for your life. So that's awesome. Yeah, I do say that. Just me
me not having parents kind of drove me a little bit to like the going to the street life. But like I said, dance kind of like was like that hand that was like, no, you're not going that way, you know. So it took me the other way. So that's why I say dance was like, come on, man, get on. It was like that bus. I was like, come on, you got no bus fare? Get on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, can you talk a little bit about your past? And, you know, you said you were raised by your grandmother and not having parents. How did that scope who you are today?
Yeah, my grandmother, she took me when I was 2. My mother and my father, they had issues, you know, that they are still dealing with, unfortunately, today. And that kind of, I mean, it enraged me a little bit. I ain't gonna say a little bit, a lot. Let me be honest, a lot. It enraged me a lot because I always was like, you don't want me? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? But, I mean, I still had it hard.
Yeah. I mean, so then so how did seeing or having gone through that change or make you better today, especially being a father?
It changed me a lot. It actually made me grow up a lot faster. It made me grow up a lot faster. Because I still could be immature at the age that I am, but I'm an old soul, you know. Of course, Granny, she instilled it. Got my butt whipped a lot of times. Got lessons whipped in me.
Called you that name you don't want to mention.
Come here. I already know when she had the comb. I already knew what it was happening. Oh, you got the comb in your hand. I try to like itch your way a little bit. Oh. But yeah, so it shaped me. It helped me grow a little bit faster than probably what I would have grew if I did have, you know, if they did have like. Then I think to myself, it hurts, but this was supposed to happen like this. I can't change what was supposed to happen. I wouldn't be here if it didn't happen. So
yeah, your journey is already set, but that's great. And thanks for sharing that.
So what advice do you have for other children, our youth interested in dancing? Anything that you would want to share with them? Motivate them?
Man, I want to say, you know, you can do anything you put your mind to it. You just gotta be consistent. You gotta stay very consistent. I've been dancing 10 plus years before I finally got noticed. So it's a long journey, but if you ain't consistent, you ain't going nowhere. So you gotta be consistent. You gotta stay afloat, stay up step. Because if you really want it, you're gonna go get it. No questions asked. If you don't want it, you're gonna keep making excuses. So don't make excuses. Make it happen.
And also learn that other skill set, because you knowing how to do the visual component of and knowing Facebook and doing the research, like, you know, a lot of times that element gets lost, but you having that skill set is probably making a difference in your success too as well.
Definitely, because I can just sit right here, what I've been doing, and put up videos, and it reach different people from different areas, and I don't have to really go. I've been sitting here for the past, because I work from home, so I've been sitting here for the past. I just came back from Russia in February, so that was my last class before the whole COVID thing. So from February to right now, I probably didn't had millions of views on TikTok, 100 views, 100K views on Instagram, plus YouTube. YouTube is a little slow for me. I know how to work YouTube, but I have to really sit down and figure out. But I still upload. YouTube is a little bit different, but I know how to work these other sites. So I haven't been nowhere, and I still get people asking me to teach.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. So basically, he's telling us, Kiana, we need to put his videos in the background of ours, so we can get.
You're picking up on them, right?
Have them in the background, just like. But anyway, yes. And my advice about the YouTube tags. Your tags are important in your YouTube channel. So.
Tag, okay. Tags. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, I need to really figure out how to work YouTube, but.
Yes, but you're doing well. So don't listen to me at all.
I just want to add, if anyone has any questions, please add it to the chat box here on Zoom. If you're on Facebook and you have a question to ask, you can post it there. But you can go ahead, Sha.
Well, I mean, I think we've asked a lot about, you know, the things you want to do and everything else in terms of your dance career and the hopes for your future. What other things in addition to somebody asked about your autograph? What
It's
other
funny.
addition is on a digital? So you sell it online. What additional things, you know, have you said you wanted to do for yourself that you've done like your 5-year plan? Have you said that to yourself yet?
I want to end up on TV, and on TV on the in like a movie, but that's already that's there. It's there, and it's about to be.
Okay. Well, we had said that we think it would be a great idea to have a dance movie. Like we were talking on it, we said that that's the thing that has been missing. I don't know if you remember like the Beat Streets or the Footloose and all that. Like we're missing that. We need that. You know, we need that on the. So that's awesome. So good to know that. So good.
It's gonna be on a major. It's gonna be on a major streaming platform.
Okay. Well, that's good. We can't wait. We cannot wait to see it. So the only thing is coming up.
So I'm so excited about this because this was not planned, but I think
okay, look at that
we're gonna have. Let me see. Let me get it going.
Is he there? I love his little silhouette picture.
I don't see it.
And it's so funny because you could tell it looks like him because it's got the little cat would lean into the side. And so was it, while she's waiting, was this a planned look with the hoodie and the thing? Is this something? Because I'm just trying to, you know, because, you know, again, I'm old. So I don't know. Is that like a look? See, okay, look. See, I asked the question and he got the same look.
I thought I'd come in here and look like Terry.
Yeah.
Never mind. Question and answer.
See, a lot of people say they always think they say that, hey, they ask me this question everywhere I go. They'll be like, why do you always dance with a hoodie on? And I say, I don't know. It's just it's my Superman cape. Like I can't dance.
Yeah.
I love that though. But see, I love that. That's a good thing to have a correlation to seeing that. So that's awesome to know.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Terry? What's going, brother?
Nothing, man. I'm chilling, man.
I'm just right here tuned in. I'm here. I'm being inspired.
Inspired?
Being inspired.
I love it.
Well, I hope for this season two of you all together. And one thing I've, you know, with doing this show with Kiana, I have learned more about this style of dance and hoping to come and be able to see the both of you together sometime soon, so that I can bring my little ones there so that they can be inspired by the talent, the great talent that you both offer, and hoping that it keeps growing and becoming on a larger scale. Because, you know, as we were talking about earlier, being from different areas, there's such a separation about music and styles of dance that, you know, ballet doesn't have that rivalry with one another. And so I would hope that one day this style of dance becomes so global and so big that everyone from everywhere is doing it. So
I think we as influencers, I consider myself as like one, if not the top influencer for Baltimore, music, like club wise, music wise, because if I wasn't really dancing to the music, then the music would die. Like the scene would die. Like we would hang on the string. So I consider myself the face because the person that was the face, she passed away. So I consider myself as the face for the dance and the music, because if the dance goes along with the music too. So I mean, like I said, I'm an influencer. Annie's an influencer of Jersey Club, you know, Jersey Club and Jersey Dance, and he's one of the main influencers, if not the main one. You know, because I mean, I've seen it, his videos go viral. You know what I'm saying? Like all over. So.
So have you both?
This has been a pleasure.
Have you both danced together?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we was the first to bring the Baltimore and Jersey, because at a long period of time, a lot of people always, I think it was old people. They was saying like Baltimore and Jersey was beefing and stuff like that, and all this crap. They kept saying all this stuff, but I was saying that let's just do a collab class to kind of squash all that talk, and that's what I did. That's what we did. And everybody from Baltimore came up. They took it was Baltimore and Jersey. We was
I think Baltimore was there more than Jersey.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, like I said, you both inspire me with dancing. I think I've said this many times. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. What you bring to the dance industry is amazing. Like Shah said, I wish more people, actually wish this was even taught in schools. Is it taught in some of the schools? Like, do they have, because I remember going to school and they used to have dance. I don't know if it's just an extracurricular kind of thing after school, or are they teaching it?
It might be like an after school program, like at an after school program. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe after school. They're not really they're not doing it in schools like that.
They not doing like, if it ain't ballet or none of that, it ain't being taught.
And that's weird because that's something that should be brought into the school system.
Yeah.
Well, we know why that is, because they have an association to a style of music, to a culture.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's time. I mean, things change. We can't keep things the same all the time.
It's been changing.
It is.
If this pandemic didn't hit.
Well, that's what I say. Alliances like this is what's going to make it change, because all it takes, especially if you got a diversity of people in your classrooms wanting to learn this style of dance, that's what's going to make a change. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially if they see that it's making an impact in children's lives,
Right.
You know, that's a big tell, you know, for us that change is needed.
Right. I agree.
You know,
I agree.
we can't hear you.
I don't know if you saw the IG post, but I think somebody wants to know your IG name, so let's make sure we put that out there for Terry. So
it is TSU _ Terry TERRY, not I.
And if you go to our Facebook page, it was an earlier post, just in case the person Janae Green, she asked about it. I think it's on there as well, just in case you didn't capture all of it.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, so Rashawn, I don't know if any people, Rashawn Webb just says, love this. Ani said, somebody said somebody being cute. And someone also said, movie, yay. So, so just wanted to give you some fan feedback.
Has there been a movie in Baltimore? I know Jersey had a movie, but Ani, I would like to see you. I would like to see Terry. We talk about not that many dancers out there.
We got one. It's called Dark City Beneath the Beat. It's like a musical documentary. So it's like the music is telling the story. The music is telling the story, and the dances kind of coincided with it, and it kind of covers different culture. I can share the trailer with you guys. But yeah, that's definitely big. It's playing in film festivals all around the world right now. Issa Rae picked it up.
Oh.
She's with HBO, Insecure, that show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna get big. It's getting big.
Good. And like I said, I'm glad to see both of you together, and bridging that gap between Baltimore and Jersey, because together you can get so much farther ahead. You get those boundaries, you get those differences aside. Move them aside and really work together.
Yeah.
So
that was the whole idea, the whole collaboration thing.
That's right.
But I do gotta say, I feel like the club culture here, it wouldn't have been as global if it wasn't for Kswift, because the great Kswift, she was paving the way. She's a great DJ. She's somebody that inspired me as well, to me to get deeper into what I'm doing now, because her grind and just her I can't say how, like her hard work motivated me. I'm like, shoot, she working hard. She'll be at this party
That's
at
legacy.
10, next party at 11. I'm like, she just DJing and it looks like it's just easy to her. So I love that. That's the one person that I definitely hold dear to my heart. Kswift, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! So she passed away. Okay.
That's it.
I didn't hear that. We can't hear you, Sha. Your phone is on mute.
Sorry, well, I had to mute because my 2-year-old was losing his mind. But I was just saying, Rashawn said this is DJ Frosty. Does anybody know that?
Frosty.
Hey, what up? What up, Frosty?
So yes, he's been the one that's making all these comments.
It's funny because the first time I seen Jersey, I was watching Frosty video. I think it was Move to the. I can't remember the video, but I do remember it was Frost. I do remember Frosty for sure.
Yeah.
I thought there was this guy with dreads that was Juju the whole time. It wasn't Juju. I used to always think it was Juju. You know what I'm talking about? The guy with the dreads and always in Frosty.
I know you're talking about.
I used to be like, yo, is that Juju?
They was dancing in the house, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shad, do you have any more questions for Ani?
No, but I just want to thank you both, for the contributions that you all are making to the culture and continuously keep building it, because I know it's only going to get bigger and better from here. And everything you, as far as your heart's desire, it's going to happen. I believe that for you guys.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No problem. And just because I say so, it will.
Energy.
You said so. That's right.
I hear that.
So 1 second, Ani, thank you for joining us too. Thank you for.
No problem. I was tuning in. I had to, man. I had to support my brother real quick, you know.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I literally cannot wait for this moment. Like, literally, I'm be front and center, like.
whenever it open back up.
Yeah, we'll be
when it opens back up.
Daddy.
Come on.
1 second. I'm gonna move you out. We're just gonna end the show.
Mommy.
Okay.
Daddy.
Look at these dancing legends. Look at them. Say hi. You see these dancing legends?
What's up, little soldier?
He's mad his dad left.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ani.
All right, see you.
All right,
later.
thanks, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Mommy.
And Terry, do you have any last minute words for us before we go?
Thanks for the interview. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. I mean,
Thank you.
hopefully later on down the line, like I said, you'll see me on TV.
And then you'll come back and you'll share that experience as well.
Mm-hmm. I sure will.
All right. And then we still have a date. We're going to dance when you come
Yes.
to Jersey.
Yep.
And I'm there.
You're there.
Hey.
There it is. We're going to have fun. So you know how to find me.
Okay.
We're going to make that happen.
Yes.
But thank you for everyone for joining us. Make sure you again go check out and post on our page his IG and Facebook and all that, so you can follow him and learn more about what is happening with him. So thank you, TSU Terry.
At
Thank
TSU
you.
Terry on Instagram.
TSU Terry, and we out.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too.